Welcome to the League of Lineman podcast, where we talk football IQ, lineman lifestyle, and lineman legacy with the people who live it. Today, we got my guy and former teammate, Tulsa offensive line coach, Joe Scelfo. From South Alabama to NC State to being one of the toughest units in college football, Joe has done it at every level. We're talking recruiting, coaching philosophy, and what it takes to succeed. Plus, some fun things at the end. Joe, we want to welcome you to the League of Lineman podcast.
Man, I'm super pumped to be here, be around you guys, get to catch up, and also give some insight. Man, I've been following you guys for a while, so I appreciate you having me out. Finally,
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you coming on. We know you're a busy man.
Yeah, Joe, man, take us through your story, bro. Like, how you got from A to Z, bro. Like, just kind of take us back.
yeah,
And kind of, kind of open the door to the background of Joe Scelfo.
I appreciate it. Yeah, kind of backstory real quick. Son of a college and NFL football coach, so I bounced around a lot. I was born in Huntington, West Virginia, and then I moved to Athens, Georgia, until I was 5, and then I spent 8 years in New Orleans, Louisiana. And then the year after Katrina, we moved to Athens, Georgia again. My dad was in and out of job, so we kind of settled back down there. So I actually ended up going to high school in Athens, Georgia, but I grew up half and half New Orleans in Georgia. I went to a 2A high school about an hour and a half northeast of Atlanta. Good football, quality football, just kind of super under the radar. I went to North Oconee High School. There's been some guys come out, but at the time, it was a brand new high school. I think it started in 08 or 09. So I was kind of one of the first guys to sign. Actually, I was the second player to sign out of high school there. So new beginnings, fresh start. Kind of built my roots there in high school football. That's where I learned to love the game, which we'll talk about. But New Orleans taught me a lot. That's where all my family's from. My dad's one of 8. My mom's one of 2. So I got a ton of cousins and aunts and uncles that still live in South Louisiana. So I do consider that home.
Heck yeah, man. Wanted to ask this. With football being in your life, your whole life, when did you find out that you were in love with football in the
Yeah.
game?
I think I figured when I loved it was when I failed so many times and I still kept coming back. I think that's when I started to find my passion and started to find my love for it, because it was the one thing, like growing up, you don't have a job, you don't have to provide family or food for your family, but you got to learn how to fail. And that's when you find out if you love it or not. Like, I played basketball and I ended up getting cut my freshman year. And I knew I didn't love it because I didn't try to make it again the next year. You know what I'm saying? I played baseball my freshman year of high school, and I was in 10th grade, and they still had me on the freshman team, right? So I was failing at baseball, and I just, I didn't continue to play it throughout my entire high school experience. But with football, like, I started in 8th grade. I was on the 7th grade team, but I just stuck with it. And then my freshman year of high school, I was on the freshman team. I wasn't good enough to play junior varsity or even varsity ball. And then like halfway through my freshman year, some injuries happened. I just kept fighting, kept going. And that's when I figured, I truly love this thing. Like, I don't want to be just an average player, and then it kind of just molded my entire life. I don't want to be average at anything I do, but that's how I really figured out when I loved it, when I failed and got back up and kept going.
Who were some of, like, your biggest influences, you would say, in your younger days, like, both on and off the field? What kind of shaped that mindset that kind of catapulted you?
Yeah, I think I always gravitated towards guys that I respected. There's a couple guys that I went to high school with that were good offensive linemen that I love the way that they approached the game. That, looking back on it, they weren't the most athletically gifted, but just guys that would put in the extra work. I always gravitated towards guys that took coaching well, if that makes sense. I always looked up to guys when I was in high school that if a coach called them out or got onto them, they said yes sir, even though they knew that they wanted to say something but they didn't. I think it's really hard to trick people in life, and you just naturally find your way to it. Guys I looked up to, playing the game, and like, there was a center for the Atlanta Falcons who played at LSU. His name was Todd McClure. I think he was right at 6'1", and I just watched the tape. I watched him. I'd look at his pregame, postgame interviews, and I just gravitated towards guys like that who was always blamed himself and never anything else. And then, your brothers that you play next to every day, like high school, college, the guys that you go to war with every single day, you respect the guys, and they might not be a starter. Like, I remember my senior year at NC State when I was there, there was a freshman that I respected him because he wasn't very good. he had a long way to go, but the mentality and the attitude that he showed every single day, like I can look up to anybody or respect anybody at any age. So I'm more looking up at mindsets, mind frame.
I love that.
I love
Yeah.
that too. And then mindset, this, especially nowadays, the game of the recruiting game is insane, right?
Yeah.
But I want to go back to your story, your recruiting story. You seeing one of your teammates getting recruited from LSU. What was your experience and story? How was it to where you're playing and you're just trying to find that opportunity, and how that
Yeah.
opportunity be presented to you?
Man, that's a challenge. That's something that I've always, I used to struggle with it really bad. That old saying, comparison is the thief of all joy. I think that was the hardest thing that I came across growing up in high school, especially when I was trying to get an opportunity to play at the next level, is that you compete against guys on Friday nights and you're better than them. And then you get on Twitter and they're posting an offer from, LSU or Auburn, and you're like, man, I just got after this dude for 60 minutes. And I think that that's the hardest part. That's the biggest challenge. But then you know it after the fact, but one conversation can change your entire life and you may not even know it in the moment. Right.
Yeah.
So when I was a junior in high school, I was getting some calls from some college coaches and nobody really was pulling the trigger on me. And now, granted, I measured in at 6'0" at the East West Shrine game. So I was, you know what I'm saying? I'm 6 foot and you know what I'm saying? So I was
All
tiny.
dog, all dog
All
though.
dog,
All
you know.
dog, all dog.
So
English
yeah,
bulldog.
yeah. But I just, you worry about the wrong thing so many times, especially in recruiting, and that's where I feel bad about, some of the high school guys coming out right now because there's so much social media and attention on guys that you're better than or you compare yourself to, and the biggest piece of advice that I could give anybody is, like I just said, comparison is a thief of all joy, and one opportunity can change your life, and you not even know it in the moment. And it doesn't matter about logos or stars or any of that crap, because when it's third and inches, a game on.
Doesn't matter. Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
facts.
Game on. Like
Heck
that,
yeah.
you can look at a guy like McGirt. Every now and then a guy will come through, and I mean McGirt was a 4-star athlete from Durham, North Carolina. Like I looked at him and respected him. I was a 5th-year senior in that room, and Tony, I'll get into you in a little bit, but like I'm a 5th-year senior. I've seen a lot of high school recruits, and Gert's a prime example. 4-star, could have went anywhere in the country, and he walked in that door and he was humble and he was hungry, and his attitude and that stuff, that's the difference makers between an average kid and an elite player. Because Gert's obviously got every single intangible known to man, and he's got some God-given ability, but his attitude and his mindset is what separated him, throughout his entire career. Like, he just busted his butt every day, and he approached the game like he was 6 foot tall. That's the stuff that I would talk to you about, Gert. Like back in the day, man, you got to
I
look at this
remember.
thing. You're 6'6", you got all this ability, but potential is just a word. Like, approach every day like you're 6 foot tall. You know what I'm saying?
I love
And
that.
Tony
Like,
Adams, you're a prime example of that too, man. Like, well, you're one of the best players I've played with, and we had some really good players on that roster and on that O-line, but the attitude, the effort, the mindset, and controlling what you can control will separate you from average to great. Just the mindset.
James, I thought you was about to go, McGregor, but just to
Look at
say, Joe, I second that. We were just watching your film, right? We were just watching the NC State film tape, graduate senior year, and all we seen was
effort.
just dumping people. And we're gonna actually cut the tape in a little bit. I don't know if you're gonna be okay with that or not, but we're gonna watch some film with you on the show.
If the eye in the sky don't lie, there's good and bad on there.
That's true, and we've all
We've
experienced
all
that.
been there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I want to
Yep.
kind of get in the mindset of how you talked about mindset. How was it when you stepped on and got that opportunity at South Alabama? What was your mindset going into it to say, like, all right, this is the school I've chosen? What did you decide at that point when you were walking on campus and about to get ready for practice and then your first game?
To be honest with you, my freshman year was not roses at all. I ended up getting redshirted. My first year there, I didn't take too much serious. I was depressed, like battling some mental stuff, like the whole confidence factor is real, because you get humbled up a little bit your freshman year of college. So I struggled with that initially. Backstory, my dad at the time was an NFL position coach for the Atlanta Falcons. So like that pressure of like, hey, you got to be good. You got to do this. You have to do that. But like, I didn't handle that pressure well. And I'm sure it's a similar emotion to like a 4-star kid or a 5-star kid or a kid who's from a small hometown. That's the first kid that's ever come out of there. So I didn't handle that pressure well at all. And my freshman year, I just battled myself. My biggest battle was nothing to do with football or weight room or lifts or anything. It was just me figuring out myself and going to battle against myself every day I woke up. And I struggled. There was days where I just got my butt kicked. I mean, I wanted to go home. I wanted to quit my freshman year of training camp. Then long story short, I got redshirted and I learned a lot. I had a position coach that changed my life. And then I worked on myself. I relied on my family, my friends, my mom, my dad, my sister, my supporters that cared. And I climbed out of that hole. And then obviously, I had some success in college. I ended up starting 50 straight games at South Alabama and NC State combined. I missed one snap my entire career because my shoe came off. And then after that, I spat it every single day. I just, my mindset grew, changed because I found myself first, and then I was able to perform on the field, if that makes sense in a nutshell.
Absolutely.
Through that season of your life, what lessons did you learn that you kind of, leveraged eventually to kind of push yourself forward and start those
Yeah,
50 games?
that's a great question. Like, I think the biggest thing that I learned about myself from a mental standpoint, and then I can talk about the physical standpoint. But I think the biggest lesson I learned is fear of failure is worse than failure itself. Right? Like, once that hits you, sky's the limit. Like, dude, I was so scared to fail. Like, I was scared that I was going to snap it high right. I was scared that I was going to get bull rushed. I was scared that I wasn't going to be able to reach a shade. I was scared of this. And then I learned that I was more scared of the task at hand
Wow.
than actually doing the task. And I was like, okay, it's not as bad as I think it is, right? It's not as hard as I think it is. I was scared to go against the 1s and 2s D line as an 18-year-old rookie, right? But I was like, dude, they put their pants on just like me. I'm not going to have a fear of failure anymore. I'm going to go to war and I'm going to get everything I got.
Yeah.
That was the biggest deal,
Amen, brother. That
Yes,
is a
that was
word.
you preach
you know?
That's a
that.
word.
That's not for it. I mean, like what you just said is like a lesson for life. You know what I'm saying? Because that
Yeah.
applies to just life in general. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
even after football, that's why I love football so much. Is because like the sport, it's a sport of adversity, and like the things we
Yeah.
go through in football, literally, we go through the same shit in life, and the lessons you learn in football, you kind of apply to your life, man. So you hit the nail on the head, bro, for real.
Think about it. Even as you got, like, we're all older now, but when you were finishing playing, like, that fear of failure is still right there in your head, the real
For
world,
sure,
right? Like, that
for
fear
sure.
of failure, it's something you're always going to battle. I battle it to this day. We all do. Everybody that's watching this battles it. And if they say they don't, then they're lying. Right. But it's how you battle it and how you respond and how you adjust to it and how you approach it. But that's always going to be there. And that applies to life. Like you said, Gert, like Tony, I mean, I think I vividly remember me and you talking, Tony, about like what's next when we get done out of college. You had one more year than me. And what are we going to do next? That shoot, I'm scared. All right. Hey, we got this. It's just that approach. Life is football marked off in 100 yards, or excuse me, vice versa. Football is life marked off in 100 yards. That's all it is.
So good.
You know?
Oh man, that's game.
Some
I wanted to ask,
markers.
what helped build that confidence? Like you ended up, yeah, like that was a struggling year for you. I appreciate the transparency. I can't lie. I want to play for you right now. I'm ready to put the pads on
For real
because
though,
the
seriously.
level of transparency that you have in communicating this is that, but it's what everybody goes through, not just football players. I definitely think linemen in particular, because it's such a different position, but same thing, that essence of life. What helped you build that confidence as you carried out your career at South Alabama to then say, all right, I'm ready to go somewhere else and achieve
Yeah.
this at another level?
I think it's all situational based. I'm not going to say the easy way out, but like some parts of me wish I would have just stayed and finished my career at South Alabama. Because like I went from being kind of the guy a little bit. I never had that mindset, but I was the guy. When I stepped on the field, like it was my job, and like I'm going to work. Like, it's me. Everybody in the building knew my name. I knew where the Walmarts were. I knew where the restaurants were. Like I knew where everything was. And I had a position coach change. A lot of different stuff in life happens. Everybody's situation is different. But I kind of took a leap of faith to start over, and I felt myself being very complacent in where I was in life. I could have skipped 2 reps in the weight room and nobody even say something to me. I could have, helped get somebody to help me with school and not have to study, or I was just very complacent with where I was in life, and I wanted that growth mindset, that next step, that challenge. And it was a huge leap of faith to leave and start over, because I went from one end of the spectrum to the next. Where my first day at NC State, actually, funny story, I'm not going to drop their name, but they asked me if I was a walk on. And I just
What?
come off of I just came off a first team all conference. I was a like
Wow.
the honorable mention All American center in FBS football, and somebody asked me if I was a walk on heading up to a team meeting my first day at training camp, and I was like, wow, that's humility right there. I was like, all right, cool, this is what I'm dealing with. Let's roll. And it was like the best thing that happened to me. I was like, awesome. I was like, cool. I will make this dude know my name by the end of the day. I promise you. That was my mindset.
Hell yeah.
In a humble way. You don't want to walk around cocky. I mean, it's nothing in regards to that. Like nobody's cocky.
It's fuel.
You know?
It's great fuel to
Yeah.
supercharge. So coming on, before we get into that experience at State, that is a different perspective of how you were recruited coming out of high school and how you were recruited coming from going into your graduate senior season. What were the differences, and how did you handle that recruitment process transferring from South Alabama to NC State?
That's a great question. When I was coming out of high school, I mean, I was that kid that used to wear boots to my high school when college coaches would be on campus. I was that kid who would show up 30 minutes late to a rivals camp. And granted, I only went to 2 of them. I would show up 30 minutes late because I'd already passed through the measurables and I just wanted to play football. Like I was that guy that, if they wanted to measure me, I'd walk away, or little just the whole vibe that most high school guys deal with. So I was a long shot for a lot of the big schools. I had a few offers out of high school. I had, Southern Miss and South Alabama and UAB and some group of 5 schools. And so not overly recruited by any means, but I still had opportunities, which was awesome. And then I go from that to being a grad transfer before there was the portal. And, I had a bunch of opportunities. I had some SEC opportunities, obviously NC State, ACC. I think at first, like my first visit, I was like, oh, wow, this is crazy. But then I started to realize like, it's just football. So I took out all the emotions in the recruiting process and made sure I made the best selection to set me up to where I have an equal and fair opportunity to compete for the job. Like I didn't want if somebody said, hey, you're going to come in and start, you're the easy slot to slide in here and be our starting center, I wouldn't entertain it, because I don't want to play for somebody that's just going to give me something. And I don't want to go into a place that's that bad of a situation where I just walk in the door and start. So it was a good balance between the two, and just being smart throughout the recruiting process and doing my homework and making sure I'm playing for the right people. Like I remember actually, Tony, it was a spring game that I went to, and you were one of the first people that I met upstairs at the Murph. It's like you and Justin Jones, and you guys probably didn't know this, but I was walking down the hallway, and myself, my mom, my dad, and the door was open in the O-line room, and you guys were talking, and like y'all's personalities. I was like, man, this is awesome. Like I listened to it for about 5 minutes outside the door, just hearing the type of people that I was going to be around. And once I heard that, felt that, I was like, all right, I want to come in. And I heard you guys laughing. I heard you guys calling each other out, like, busting on each other. I remember you were running the remote in the meeting room saying like, hey, what is this, Big T? What are you doing, Big D? And I'm serious. You can ask my family that. Like, I remember that. I was like, man, that's awesome. And then you guys were laughing around the next second. Like, that's what I want to be around.
Hey,
so, recruiting processes it's all about the people.
Yeah.
Nothing about the logo.
Oof.
I love that. Looking back, what's the biggest thing you wish you knew as a player that you know now as a coach?
Oh man, I wish I would have known then that everything is going to work out the way it's supposed to. I mean, we all know that. Like you overanalyze, and especially being an O-lineman, like we all have that anxious factor. Like, did so and so see my set right here? Oh, they only see it if I overset, and then I get beat inside. So like that feeling, that anxiety a little bit. Like I just wish that I would have known everything is going to work out just fine, and it's going to be okay. When I was 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, like those valuable years. I just wish that I would have known that.
Yeah. But it's really easier said than done, because when you're young, you just think like every moment is just so important, and not really realizing that like you said, everything's gonna work out the way it's supposed to. And that's why I think it's a beautiful thing that you played offensive line and now you coach offensive line, so you can kind of share, the experiences you had and be transparent with the guys to kind of let them know.
Hmm.
But I mean, people are gonna gravitate towards that. Like I'm pretty sure that the guys respect the hell out of you, and they're gonna listen and latch on to really every word you say because you've been through it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. I think the biggest thing is just being yourself and
Yeah.
like not trying to be somebody you're not. I mean, even as a coach, as a player, like I'm gonna be myself every day. I'm not gonna try to put on a coaching voice when I walk into my meeting room. I'm not gonna change my voice because, of somebody around. Like I'm gonna be myself. And I think once that kind of clicks with you in your life, and that goes for anything and everything you do, if yourself isn't good enough for the people around you and the job at hand, then change your job and change the people around you.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing that we deal with as O linemen. It's third and inches. You're going to be that same dude that you are on first and 10 or P and 10 of the drive. You're going to be that same dude if you don't fake it every single day you wake up, you know? And that's the key to life is accept who you are, work on yourself and be yourself. Cause that's all you got at the end of the day. You got yourself and then you can build your your family. You're always going to have people who support you, but if you don't support yourself and you're trying to fake it through life, good luck. And we at NC State, that's why you love the culture there. Um, you know, the be the best version of yourself every day. And I love that. I love that message that we heard every day. Um, the coaches, when we were there and even now, it's the same, but like I vividly remember Coach Ledford saying it, all of our position coaches, like be yourself, be the best version of yourself.
Whew. It's some game dropping on right here. Oh my
I'm
goodness.
telling you.
I'm ready to play, dog. I'm ready to do something. I don't know, but
Yeah.
that's incredible. Take us through that transition period.
Huh?
You finish up at
Yeah.
NC State. You're looking to either play at the league. You're trying to find out what's next for Joe Scelfo.
Yeah.
What was that experience? How did you know, like, all right, the cleats are ready to be put up, and I'm
hmm
ready to start whatever I want to do next? Tell us, how was that experience? What was that experience like?
Man, it was challenging. I always knew though, as soon as I got done playing, like the NFL was a long shot for me. But I ended up, got in with Houston Texans, went through, mini camp and all that deal. And, I knew that it was going to be a long shot for me to play 10 years in the league. That doesn't change my mindset. Like I went to work every day trying. Uh, but I knew it was just going to be tough. I'm a one trick pony. I could only play center. Didn't get drafted or anything, and I knew long road ahead. So after that, once Houston Texans deal ran out, I kept searching, kept trying to train, and the CFL popped up for a little bit and did that momentarily, and then I took 5 months off. Actually, I took 5 months off. I went on a road trip, a cross country road trip with four of my really good buddies from South Alabama. We rented an RV and we just drove from Pensacola, Florida, all the way out to Los Angeles, California on I-10, came all the way back. And, every mile of I-10 we crossed, we went down to Jacksonville, finished up. And I just wanted to experience life for a little bit. I think you live in a bubble your whole life when you're playing football. And if I would have jumped straight into coaching, like I wouldn't have seen the world the way that the world actually works. We live in a utopia sometimes in a one-track mind. And so I took that time off for 5 months. And then after that, I was searching for GA spots, just trying to get my name in the door, foot in the door. I'd email hundreds of coaches, just trying to get my resume to them and just wanted a conversation. And then obviously Coach Dorn brought me back to NC State to GA. But during that transition time, it was hard, but it was also like the best thing that ever happened to me because it gave me a completely different perspective, right? It gave me a completely different perspective that there is more to life than football. And I don't ever want football to define who I am. I love it. I'm passionate about it, just like you guys, like passionate about it, but it doesn't control me. And that gave me a taste of reality, right? Like it's Saturday in the fall and I took it off and I'm watching a game or I could be walking on the beach. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
And guess what? There's a lot of people on that beach on a Saturday in the fall. But as an O
that's a
lineman
fact.
or as a football player and as a coach, sometimes you think the whole world's watching you and the weight of the world's on your shoulders.
Yeah.
So I took that time to just breathe a little bit and then jump straight into coaching and that whole process from. I mean, I've been at 4 schools now. I hopefully I'm here at Tulsa for a long time because I love it. Some stability in it. I met my wife, um, you know, as soon as I kind of got into coaching, and she's been by my side the whole time. And I've got a 6-month-old son now, so like my life's settled down and changing. But that little time frame from when I got done playing and got into coaching was invaluable. I mean, it was incredible.
Incredible. I can't wait until your son is ready to get in the stance.
He's
You know what I'm saying?
he's gonna be a dog. I already know.
And
He's gonna be
run some power, run some duo. I can't
Yeah,
wait for that.
he's running wide zone, baby. He's running wide zone.
Bronco.
Heck yeah.
That Bronco, baby. Joe,
Gotta hit it.
when did you realize, okay, boom, like coaching offensive line, like this is my calling, this is my life purpose? When did that kind of spark for you?
It kind of came to me. Like I started being a GA as a D line,
Mhm.
or working on the D line, just to get my foot in the door essentially, and learned a ton, and then jumped straight into O line. But I think it's just such a different position, because you do deal with a lot of it's a lot of mental. It's a lot about relationships with your players. It's a lot about the relationship amongst the boys in the room. It's a lot about. I mean, you guys are my boys for life. Because of that, we played O-line together. Would we have this same relationship if we were flexed out running a concept? Maybe. But man, we went through some stuff together, right? And like that's what you always look back. You're like, man, that was the best time of my life, because I was with some of the dudes that nobody else in the world was going through but us. And so I love that. One of my favorite parts of my day is walking into the position meeting room and teaching these guys something, and then going out to practice and watching them execute it, and then coming back in the afternoon and watching it on tape as a group. I love that. Like there is not much more that makes me happy. And the plays and the design, like I enjoy that a lot. I do. But I love watching guys achieve their goals. Like that's what makes my day.
Bro.
And winning. Like I want to win.
Heck
I
yeah.
love it. I'm addicted to winning.
So like, how has your perspective like changed on offensive line play? Like, now that, you're teaching it instead of like, executing it yourself. Now that you're the teacher and no longer the
Yeah.
player, how has your perspective kind of shifted on like the art of offensive line?
100%. I think every player is different, and you got to keep that into account.
Yeah.
And I think where coaches kind of get, their hands tied a little bit is when you try to teach everybody the same exact way. So my perspective on the game is that we've got base rules, base technique rules, base fundamental rules, and then we progress off that. I mean, if your left tackle's 6'3.5" with really quick feet, and your right tackle's 6'9", those are two different players, right?
Yeah.
But day one install, it's all the same. So my perspective on the game and my perspective coaching instead of playing is that I'm responsible for all 18 guys now, not just myself.
Yeah.
So that's a challenge. It's a fun challenge, but realizing that everybody's different, everybody sees the game differently, everybody learns differently, everybody understands it completely differently. So that's why we try to do a good job of different ways to install it, different ways to see it, different ways to visualize it and talk about it.
Andy Reid mentioned that it is, if you know how to coach the offensive line, you can coach anything and everything on this planet. I don't know if that's exactly how he said it.
Yep, pretty much. If you can do that, you can do anything. I think he nailed it. I mean, you got 5 guys that go to the right. You got to make the mic point, work off the mic point. You got 5 dudes, and if one of them messes up, then it's game changing, not just play changing, but game changing. And that's stressful, but it's also fun. If the receiver or somebody runs the wrong route or something happens, like they might be on the backside of a concept, or you can build off that and you can extend plays with your legs or something like that. But as an O-lineman, if play breaks down, it's game changing. So that's a challenge. But yeah, if you can coach the O-line, I think you honestly can coach anything.
And then going into that as well, you talked about as soon as you were done, you took the 5 months off, and then you went into being in a GA position and role. And you talk about a humbling experience, having to GA, and like,
Yep.
You're in the same field, like it's football, but it's a totally different approach to every single day. Even the hours are completely different. Take us through that humbling experience, and take us through that process to becoming a great coach, especially at that level.
Definitely. I think it goes back to kind of what we talked about earlier when we began it, was talking about like, how did you know you loved football? Well, how did I know I loved coaching? Was when I kept coming back as a GA, because you are exactly right. And you GA'd too, like, and Gert, you've done it. You've seen those hours. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Insane.
tough. It's humbling. Yeah, it is very humbling. You got to really, really, really remember why you're doing it. Um, and through the highs, the lows, the wins, the losses as a GA, like it's extremely humbling. Especially, I think one of the hardest things to do as a GA is if you GA'd at the same place you played. That is a challenge, and some people look at that and would disagree. Um, and I say that in the fact that like I was with some of these dudes in locker room, right? I was with some of these guys, and now I've got to turn around and hold them accountable. That's
Yeah.
a grind right there. That's a challenge in itself, but it also goes back to being yourself, right? If you were yourself every day as a player and you go and become a GA, those guys in that room are going to see right through you, right? They're going to respect you more if you're yourself when you come in and then you try to hold them accountable, because without a relationship with them, it's really hard to discipline guys. You know, you've got to have a relationship with those guys and teach them. But those long hours, man, ooh, I wouldn't wish those. I mean, it was sometimes 4 a.m. to we'd spend the night in the office. Like it was, it was a grind. It was a grind.
Miserable. For me,
Tony
Yeah.
absolutely hated it. You heard about the Tony, you hated
miserable.
it.
And that's when I realized that just wasn't for me. The most humbling aspect of it as well is how much I didn't know about the game. I realized, like, bro, I played for almost like over a half a decade, probably close to a decade, and how much I didn't know about the game of football. And then we're going to go into a little bit of recruiting, especially with the NIL landscape and everything. But let's break down the mentality of the player and then them understanding the game. How is important for a high school player going into college to know about not only just the physicality about the game, but the X's and O's, the strategy of a game, and what's the best ways to learn it at that level?
Are you speaking from like an offensive lineman only perspective here?
Yeah, offensive line.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
I think it's in my opinion, I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but you can almost paralyze a guy if they know too much, right? So I think it's identifying what you need to know. Like a defensive structure, you don't always need to know it's 3 deep, 3 under, or what that looks like, but you've got to know if there's a press corner and a cheated safety into the boundary, because that affects my angles, right? Like studying the why and how to use it is more powerful than just knowing a bunch of football and watching tape, right? Like a lot of guys, sometimes I feel like, in my opinion, as a high schooler, they try to see everything, but you got to break it down and see like, all right, what will help me execute my job in this situation, right? If I see edge pressure on the backside and we're running zone away from that pressure, right? Like that's going to change me rock backing. I call it a pry, and I can see that, but if I just look out there and I see, oh, I'm reading the nickel's outside, all this the middle field's open right now. Like, oh, that's quarters or that's cover 2. Okay, cool. That doesn't affect you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, awesome. That sounds great on a podcast, or that sounds great on your Twitter page, but like, doesn't help you. Understanding the back's tracks are big. Like, where's your aiming point for the running back? Because that's going to change how I view my block or my angles. And then it's an angle game. It's an angle driven game. So like knowing your targets, knowing if your target's going to move and how it can move and why it's going to move, that'll help you when you're preparing for the next level. And then when you're preparing for a state championship. And then when you get to college, you already know the kind of the simplicity of the game. And then you can progress after that, from there when you get to college. Does that make sense? I mean,
Amazing.
like,
Amazing.
you don't want to overdo it. Like, don't
Yeah.
overdo it. Paralysis by analysis, right? Like, don't overdo it. Know what you need to know.
And that's I felt myself doing that a lot when I was a coach. I would try to give too much. I would try to throw up all I knew on a kid, and that was not necessary at all. The kid just knows how to take. All you got to do is teach him how to take a proper first step.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
But I think that's great.
That's
Go
the
ahead.
hard part about coaching. Like I'm sure, Tony, like I remember talking to you about it last year or the year before, is like, you also got to remember now, a lot of these kids, a lot of these guys or young men, like the most important part of their day is not always football, right? It might be the most important thing for your day because you're going to work, and it's important for you to provide for your family and yourself. But it's always keeping that perspective. Like, how can I simplify this game down so much to where these guys can play fast? And I learned that from Coach Ledford
I was just
a
about
lot.
to say that. I was just about to say
Like,
that.
dude, I mean, keep it simple, man. Like, it's not that hard. Play fast. When you play fast, good things happen.
No, bro,
And you played
you hit the
fast,
nail on
Tony.
the head. Tony definitely did.
He did.
But yeah, Coach Leffert definitely made the game simple, man. That was one of his pillars, like play fast.
Yep.
That
Yep.
one as a pillar. So speaking of Coach Leffert, who are some of the coaches or mentors that kind of influence your coaching style that you kind of implemented and how you coach players now?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think I've taken some pieces from every coach's game that I've played for, been around. Obviously, Dwayne Ledford, Coach Led's got a big impact on me, just the way he ran his room and kept it simple. Speed off the ball, toughness, and finish. Like that's our motto here. That's our three, pillars in our room. Our position musts. And then I got the opportunity to spend some time with Richard Owens, who's now the offensive line coach at Louisville. And there's a ton of pieces of his game that I've taken. I try to talk to him every week and just bounce ideas off of each other. Um, you know, I- Coach Drankwitz, unbelievable play caller, unbelievable at organizing the offense.
Facts.
There's Eddie Faulkner. We were there. Bryant Vincent from when I was at South Alabama. There's a lot of small pieces that I've taken from outside and applied them to the room. But offensive line coaches, like those are some guys that I really look up to and respect.
Coach Led was a legend. I definitely want to put you in that same category as you continue to carry on in your career. I see so many bright things happening for
100%.
your future and how you're able to impact a lot of kids. There's some kids that are going to be watching this today that are going to want to play for Joe Scelfo, right? For that kid, whoever's watching, and they have that aspiration to play at the next level, to play for you, what would you want them to prove to you? What do you want to see from that kid for you to reach out to them and even
Yeah.
give them an opportunity to play for you?
That's a great question. I think the first thing that I look for in an evaluation tape is like you watch the highlight tape and you say, all right, this dude's got ability, but then you cut on the game tape, and if that same effort and mindset from the first quarter isn't there at the end of a game, that's a red flag right there. You kind of move on. You got to watch game tape of O-linemen. Uh, that's critical. And then your character checks are key too. Like how many absences do they have? When you walk into a high school and you go recruiting, you don't always go straight to the high school football coach, to their head coach. You go to people around him, the attendance lady, or you go to a janitor, or you just see somebody walking down the hallway that's random and ask them, hey, what do you know about Tony Adams? Uh, and if they know who you are and they're going to represent you, they don't have any skin in the game, right? So your reputation is critical, but it all starts with the tape. Are you good enough to play? Uh, Ankle flexibility, bend, knee drive. Are you playing square? Level of competition is hit or miss because there's been a lot of great football players that come from some small schools. There's the frame. Are they going to be able to put on the weight? Do they have the mindset to want to put on the weight? Do you have the football IQ intangibles? And you can get that off of a couple conversations as you get to know people. But those are some of the biggest things that I look for.
You mentioned ankle flexibility, and that brings me to like the level of athleticism that you want to see out of a kid. But also, not every kid is fully developed. What are some
Yep.
things that you take your guys through, or you tell your guys, okay, I want you guys working on this so we can improve your athleticism or your flexibility on the field? Is there any things
Yeah.
that you tell them to do? Any
Yeah. I
tips?
mean, I got them all a jump rope in May because,
Nice.
you watch through spring. Like I didn't think our foot speed was up to par with trying to win a championship. So that was a thing that I invested in to help with foot speed. The guys are jumping rope every day. Uh, that helps with body control and foot speed. And then, your ankle flexibility and hip flexibility. I was 315 pounds when I played. I've got 2 masters in undergrad and none of them are in kinesiology. So I defer a lot to our strength coach about different tools and we'll do the ladders or we'll do the shoots where I'm just dipping it underneath and just loosen up my hips and keeping them flexible. And then I make sure I have a great relationship with our strength and conditioning staff to help me because I don't have all the answers. So I'll defer out and I'll find creative ways and then I'll hold them accountable for it.
Heck
Yeah.
yeah.
So from a player development standpoint, because that's what we're talking about. Like, what's
Mhm.
one technical skill you think like offensive linemen just often essentially like overlook that could probably be like or can
Mhm.
make a big difference in then being successful on the next level? You talked about foot speed. Just what's one technical skill you think a lot of young offensive linemen overlook?
Hands all day. I think violent hands at the point of contact. Are they not
Yes.
scared to throw them? Hands are critical. I mean, hands and feet. if you win the battle of the hands and the feet, you got a shot. But in my opinion, it starts with the hands, and then the foot speed will show on tape, right? That's the big thing. But are they using their hands?
Yeah.
Striking at the point of contact, throwing them. If a guy's striking and he's violent with them, but he may not be strong enough at the point of attack to get a lot of movement, but he's not scared to throw his hands, like that's not a bad thing when you're in high school, right? Like you're around the clock every single day in college with the strength and conditioning staff. I mean, Coach Thunder is one of the best in the game at NC State. Like I put on strength and I was with him for 3 months. Like it's going to happen. But if you can't throw your hands and use your hands, it's going to be really hard.
No, that's a
We
fact.
actually
That's a
just
fact.
spoke to Andy Levatere,
Mhm.
10-year NFL vet, and that's what he said that separated him. Like
Mhm.
why he
Was his
felt like he
punch.
was a guy
Yeah.
that got
Yeah.
the opportunities, because he said that he worked on his punch every day. Like that was just something that he wanted to master. And he went into
Yeah.
a few. He talked about it. He was like, I wanted to make sure when I strike, I was in good position. I was balanced. I was coordinated with my punch and
Mhm.
everything. So I just want to second that to how important that is for offensive linemen to learn and to like get it to the best you can be. Like your strike is going to set you apart.
Kind of to piggyback what you said, like if I'm
Yeah.
a high school tackle right now and I'm like not gonna play guard, quote unquote, from a high school team, like one-on-one pass rush every day, I'm gonna go take guard reps because if you don't use your hands at guard, you're bull rush 6.5 yards in the backfield. And like Tony Adams, you were one of the best I've ever seen at sit down a bull rush and using your hands, like by far. But those 6'6", 6'5" kids, like you move them inside the guard,
Bro,
that's
I
an
ain't gonna.
eye-opening experience. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
So like if
sir.
I'm a high school player and I'm only designated at tackle, go ask your coach if you can steal some reps at guard in one-on-one pass rush and use your hands.
Yeah.
And that'll teach you how to use it.
No, yeah. That's one thing I wish that I would have worked on in high school, man. Because I feel like, for the most part, foot speed's kind of just natural. You know what I'm saying? Like either you're fast or you aren't. You know what I'm saying? And so I always had the foot speed, but with the hands, that's something that I wish I would have worked on, because later on in my career, when I needed it, it was almost kind of foreign trying to shoot my hands, because I was always just used to just mirroring guys, just being athletic, kind of relying on my athleticism. But that's definitely a big skill young guys gotta lock in on.
Yeah,
Some good
100%.
advice.
I mean, like Kurt, you were a tackle with the ability to play guard, and Tony, you were a guard with the ability to play center at every level. Like, and you could definitely get by at tackle,
Yeah.
Tony. But like, dude, if you didn't use your hands, Tony, like it was game over for you. So you had to. At tackle, you can be a little savvier, but
Yeah.
the elite ones, like once you got the savviness and the hands, like that's when you're dangerous. Panay
Lane,
Sewell, like I think he's
Lane,
incredible
facts. It's
with his
Lane
hands.
Johnson. Lane Johnson too.
Yes, Lane Johnson. Yeah.
And if you
Yep.
don't use your hands against Dexter Lawrence, BJ Hill, Contavia, if you don't use your hands, hey,
You're
bro,
gonna be in that quarterback lap. That's what you're gonna be.
you
Hey,
literally in hell. If you don't use your hands,
yep.
you will be in hell. Like in the film room,
100%.
on the field, no matter where you
Yep.
at. Like you're gonna
Yep.
have a tough time.
I
And then
remember
I
I
just
had Dexter Lawrence on me, and I think I
yes,
came up
sir.
to his sternum. Like I was like, "What's up, dude?"
Hey, but
So
you
I
locked
had to
them up.
use them.
And you locked them up. That's a perfect segue too, because you hear from all these coaches around the world, but they haven't actually put it into practice. And a special segment for this one is that we actually gonna check the tape. We're gonna see if the words actually come through experience. And for sure, I
Oh
know from
gosh.
firsthand, you giving me all these shots out. I'm thinking about Joe. Like you changed our room when you walked into our facility.
1,000%.
You
1,000%.
changed the team, not only our room. You changed the team, the mentality. It's like the fact that we had you and Ledford
It's
bless
like
us
two
at the same
coaches. It's
time.
like two
It's like we had
coaches.
two coaches, and that literally was the best year of my career. Like it was even better than my senior year because of the leadership that you had brought, the mentality you come to every meeting. It's just like it's hard. That aura resonates with everybody in the room. And so to kind of prove that as well, we're going to check the tape. We're going to check the film. All comments are welcome. Whatever you want to say is up. But I just want to let people know and let people see that this is no cap at all. There's no cap in Joe Scelfo's rap. And we're going to take it and look at the highlights. We got Vanderbilt, SEC team. By the way, you guys remember this nose back in the day? And how he
Alabama,
was,
you're next.
he said,
Oh yeah.
hey, he was real, what's it called? He was a little,
Sassy?
yeah. He was real, I'm gonna play the clip in here. I'm gonna add the clip in here too, but this is Joe at center, 66. Boom, double. Come on now. Get him some straight dog. We said 6 foot 2 centimeters, a straight dog. That's another cake right there.
Was that
And
William
did
and
you
Mary?
talk? Yeah, it's W&M.
Yeah,
It don't matter. It could be William. It's Vanderbilt.
oh
It
no,
don't
no,
matter who Joe's going. Great
look at
reach.
that reach.
Come on now. You reached him from a 4-eye. Come on now.
What they say? Sneaky
We had
athleticism.
good guards, man. Good guards. You had Garrett Bradbury, 19th overall. You had Tony Adams, Super Bowl ring. Come on now.
You just smacked Zach Allen too. Zach, big linebacker that's in the NFL, right? You just smacked him on that play. Excellent reach. Come on now.
Wow.
He got it.
Hold on, was that I don't remember that.
We'll watch a couple more clips in here, but it's just the execution level of what you're doing. Not only are you doing as the physicality, it's the execution. You're getting guys reach. You're making the point call. You're getting to your landmark. That cut is beautiful. I wish they bring cuts. You guys cut still in that 5-yard radius? You still teach you guys to cut?
No, can't now.
Dang, man.
Unfortunately.
Very unfortunate.
That was me and you.
No, hey, my bad on that one. My fault, bro.
No,
that was straight.
I remember this play. I'll never forget this play because Coach Ledford challenged me to be able to reach a 2-eye on my own. And I said, all right, we're at Florida State right now. I'm about to do it. He challenged me going into the game. I remember that.
Remember
the
this
Hurricane game? Yep, the Hurricane game. Hardest thing I've ever had to do in my career was snap a football in that.
Yeah, I don't know how you did that shit.
I mean,
no bad snaps too.
No bad snaps.
No, that was challenging.
Matt, I remember this play. This was the
Matt Days, baby.
Yeah.
Safeties facing
Look how
Matt
big
Days.
you are, Tone.
330, baby.
Okay, Will big as hell too.
He gets Hey, that was a good part about the Hurricane because we ran the ball like 40 times.
Hey, yeah, that wasn't happening. Notre Dame was not having it that game.
No,
they weren't none of that.
Nope, none of it.
Let me see.
No, I mean you got a lot of good players on the field, and just the effort. The effort. That was Carolina. We had to beat them. We got a coach on staff from Carolina.
You have one of the best pictures I've ever seen in offensive line play, where you caking somebody and Matt Days literally doing a Superman leap over your
I remember that. Yeah,
legendary.
You talking about the UNC game?
Heck yeah,
bro. I think that picture was on like the front page of the newspaper.
That was with I think Bradbury hit the hip on that, and I just kind of got the credit for it. But
it's all good. I'll take all that credit.
A wide zone. Dang, I remember some of these. Boston College, 2-eye. I think we I'll never forget it, Tony. There were so many times in the game, like I'd say, "Hey, help me out here. Give me a bump. And you just fly out. Look, go back to that. Look at that. Yep, go back to that, Tony.
Hey.
We talk about a brotherhood. I know for a fact I said, "Hey, help me out, dog. Help me out." Dog. Okay.
And I was going, but I knew that you take care of business. That's the only thing I just knew. I'm like, you got it, bro.
So that's fucked up.
That's crazy.
Man, but it was the fun. This was the funnest year of my life. I can't lie to you. Like and then the same thing, kind of left you on that one too.
Yeah. There's a common theme here, Tony.
You got the job done, though. You got the job done. Oh, this was
the worst.
Bro, this is literally going against the best defensive lineman in the NFL right there.
Try to throw me around.
This is a hot
game. Best
right
tackle in the league.
Look at that.
Crazy, man.
Come on now. Man, it's fantastic just to see, like, not only you're speaking from such experience here. We could see it in the tape. Not only we talk about leverage, you talk about physicality, but in this whole thing, just saying as a guard, how you communicated, even though sometimes I didn't do what you asked me to do, my bad. But you made it apparent to be to communicate well across the line so we all were on the same page. So I just want to say everything that you rapping in what you're saying, there's evidence to it. There's evidence to it at the highest level, right? So we just wanted to, we can watch this film and tape all day. I would love to actually, because, I'm in the tape too. So that's kind of, that's why I love watching it as well. But this is great to watch. We'll watch one more play and then we'll get into a little bit of the fun. We know you got to go.
That's some help right there. You see that?
Yeah.
That was some help.
Let's run that back.
Yeah, that was some help. Boom, boom. See, that's all I wanted.
I got you.
Give me a hand. And I would jump that snap count. Ooh.
So go. He
Yep.
was off.
I would snap it on the S.
Just a dog, man. Oh my goodness.
Good players around you, and then the preparation. When you're out there, I mean, you really think about it. You put in all the work. You put in for 353 days out of the year.
Yeah.
Like for 12 games, and none of them are guaranteed, and they're only 5 seconds of play. Like, why not just give everything you got right then and there for like that little 16-year-old kid? You know what I'm saying? That 16-year-old kid that wanted an opportunity, like that 16-year-old Tony that was sitting on his truck after practice in high school in Charlotte. Like, that dude right there, you owe it to on game time. But it starts with your preparation. Like that 16-year-old kid from Durham, North Carolina, that just wanted a shot, and then you end up becoming a 4-star and end up producing in college. Like, when you're in that game, that mind frame, like, why not give everything you got with, like, my man won't make the play no matter what? You know what I'm saying? But you can't just flip a switch. Like, no alignment can do that, in my opinion. I think it starts the every single day in June and May. Like, everything you do, it just matters. Everything matters, you know? So then in crunch time, it's just giving everything you got, and it's natural. You know, it's natural.
Man, bro. Where the pads at, dog? Where the pads at? What? Come on now.
No,
hey, I'm ready to
seriously,
play,
though.
bro. I'm ready to play. I'm ready. And then you could be my center. You could be my coach. It don't matter. What's up, bro? Come on. Come on. Man, this is so
Good
fun to watch.
times,
All right.
man.
And I know that I know that you're in the middle of camp.
I got plenty.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, bet. So
Plenty of time.
this is the next segment. We're gonna have a little bit fun. We're gonna have a little bit of fun here. We like to call this the Lineman Blind Rankings. All right, we're gonna go through a couple of different topics, and you're gonna let us know how you're gonna rank them from 1 to 5, not knowing what the next category, the next things are. Right. So we're gonna dive right into it. So the first blind topic of the day is play concepts. Offensive line play concepts. What would you rank it? When you're in a huddle and you're listening to the play and you be like, oh, I can't wait to run this, or damn, this is gonna be a tough ride. All right, you ready
At what
for number
position?
1?
Like what position am I at?
That's actually a
Am I
great
at
question.
tackle? Or like,
Let's say
Because it is different. It is different. It's a good
it is
point. It's a good
different. If
point.
you're gonna say
That's-
counter, if you're saying any type of counter scheme where I got to block back on anything, that's 5 or 10 if you do like that's 20. Like, no. So what
and
position?
with a 3, we'll do center.
Okay,
We'll do
center. All right, cool. All right.
I think
All
that's
these are center perspective. Okay.
All right, here we go. Number 1, 60s protection.
4.
Okay. All right. Number 2, naked.
5, because that's a playoff.
Yeah, it is.
No, I don't want to hear that. Whatever. Let's go run left. Let's go get I'm trying to get some knockdowns. I don't want to hear that. I want something else.
Heck yeah, I like that.
All right. I don't know what's coming else next though. Ooh. Okay.
Outside zone.
1. I want it.
Yeah.
I want it all day.
Duo.
Probably 3.
Okay.
Probably 3.
Right.
Just because you got that's yeah.
Play action counter with a 3 technique.
That's 2. Oh,
Play
that's
action.
the only one I have left is 2.
Well, that's your favorite. No, I'm just playing.
Hey, we're gonna install a me-you call, and we're gonna pull the guard. We're gonna pull. I'll pull and base
like
to the
that.
guard. I ain't going back to a 3.
I like that. So a little bit of athleticism. So that athleticism on the film too.
Get the ball off, dog.
I feel like that's one of the hardest blocks.
So all right, just make sure we're on the same page. Number 1 is what I really want. Like, I'm looking forward to it.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then 5 is like, oh.
Correct. Yes. So
yeah.
I know that we blind rank it. That's just for the fun of it. But what's your true rankings based off those 5 plays? Outside zone, duo, naked, 60 protection, and then backside play action.
Yeah, I would say play action on the backside versus a 3 technique would be 5 automatically. Wide zone would be number 1. I love the run to reach. I love the strain. I like the angles. And then number 2, I'd actually probably give a naked to number 2. I know I was joking about it earlier, but that was always fun. You always like, especially if we ran a naked to our right and you were the right guard, like that's a rib shot all day.
Yes, sir.
You know, that is a like wear down your opponent. So I'd probably put that at 2. 3 would probably be 6-man because you can clean the pocket if you're not covered. Always enjoyed that. And at center, you can control the slide side. Know which way to help. And then I'd probably say duo 4. You know, sometimes if you're on an island right there, that can get he's got kind of got a 3-way go on you if you're in the inside. And then 5th would be that play action power for sure. 1 through 5.
I used to love you a lot because I still do, but I used to love you a lot because I heard that slide to my side almost 75% of the game. 75%.
Tyler would be so mad on the sideline.
Left tackle be like, "Man, what are you doing, man?" I'd be like, "Sorry, dude."
Hey, it's what the call.
You had Garrett Bradbury was a 19th overall draft pick. Leave him on the island.
Y'all can take care of business.
Lock it up. Yeah, and then they moved over to center.
Yeah, that's what y'all got paid for. But
right. Come on.
That's okay. So I'm gonna do one more. This one's gonna be a little bit more lifestyle, or Okay. And then this last one, it was tough because he said he didn't do this, but it is what it is. We're blind ranking fast food chains, fast food restaurants. Okay,
let's go.
You eat fast food, or like you used to? Okay.
Yeah, I used to. Yeah, for sure. I was only not during the season, but off season, yes, all day.
Heck, all right. Ready? Number 1.
Okay.
Taco Bell.
2.
Ooh, that's
me some Taco Bell. You only go when it's late night, and you only go when you're hungry.
Okay,
spot open at the midnight.
I'm loving that.
Yep.
Okay, next one. Wendy's.
I'd go 4. I'm not a huge Wendy's. Like 4 is just
disappointed. Wendy's is
I
love Wendy's.
The sweet and sour sauce is my favorite thing from there. So
y'all really sleeping on the chili, on the Wendy's chili.
The sweet Thai chili.
No, chili sauce or the actual chili.
They had chili like we
chili from Wendy's.
You never.
Tony,
I got to put y'all on game.
What the hell, Grandpa.
Right.
Tony, that is my grandparents. Like not like they like Wendy's chili.
Come on, hey, you got to try it. Don't knock it until you try it. Put some hot sauce in there. Put a little, crunch up the cracker. But okay, I digress. All right, next one, Chipotle.
I'm going 5. I'm not a Chipotle guy.
Whoa, that's controversial.
I think it is, but I have a reasoning. Do you remember in college who used to go to Chick-fil-A like 3 times a day, or Chipotle 3 times a day?
Tui.
He was our quarterback. No.
Oh, it was Findo.
Really?
Yep. So who would go with him a lot? Me. Yeah. I ate it too much. I ate it so much to the point where I was like, I don't really enjoy this anymore. That's the only reason why I put it at 5.
When's the last time you've been back?
The Chipotle probably.
So you had it
early
after
on
college?
Yeah, I had it after college. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I was about to say.
Yep.
Give it another shot. But okay, I understand that. Okay, that's at 5. All right, 5 Guys.
Ooh, 3.
Okay.
It would be 1 if it wasn't so expensive.
Facts. And then last one. This is a good.
It's got to be 1 now.
Chick-fil-A.
Dang, I thought you were gonna say Raising Cane's, but yeah, Chick-fil-A number 1.
Oh, we not from Louisiana.
Cane's? Yeah. No.
Oh yeah,
I probably had Raising Cane's less than 10 times in my life. Now that's the misfortune of my life as well. You know what I'm saying? I wish I had it way more. But
Raising Cane's is overrated, bro. I'm not gonna lie. The sauce is good, but the chicken's just not that seasoned.
Yeah,
man. The sauce is good though. The sauce is it for sure.
But man, I enjoyed this.
Yeah, this is great, man. This is awesome. If I'm a player and I'm seeing this and I'm in high school, and I've already said it a few times throughout the episode, but I want to play for you, man. I don't care what school you're at. I don't care what position you're coaching. Just as long as you're involved in my development and helping me improve throughout my career, I want to be a part of your program. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for shedding so much game. Let people know how they can find you, like Instagram, Twitter.
And for sure, it's at Joe Scelfo 66, JSCELFO, the number 6. social media, like anything like that. I try to respond as much as I can to either recruits or somebody else. But man, it's an honor to be here with y'all. Like y'all two had a huge piece of my life, especially being a transfer. And man, me and you lived together for a while, Tony, and like the moments that we had, man, I wouldn't trade them for anything. So you helped me, transition into the room, and first practice we ever took the field together, we were 5 minutes late. So that's how we started our journey together in training camp. And then we were early from then on. But a lot of great times, a lot of great memories, and brothers for life, all three of us, man. And I love both of you guys. I'm proud of y'all. And I got to get one of those hats. I'm about to order me one. So big thanks for y'all too. Like, I follow you guys. I watch it. I send some of y'all's videos from Instagram out to the guys. And man, it's all love and respect, and you know what you're doing. Both you guys are coaches, and I respect you guys, and I'm proud of y'all, man. It's all love for life. So I appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you, bro.
Joe,
Appreciate
love
you.
you,
hats
boys.
off to you, brother. League of Lineman
Love you, dude.
certified. League of Lineman legend.
You still got your hair too. You good? You still know.
Oh, barely.
Still got
Still got them loafs.
hey, I got
Let me
a
get
lot
a
of those.
loaf.
So League of Lineman, it's really about bringing together linemen across the country, creating a lineman club. And it's because of the relationships that were cultivated through that experience, playing that position. Can you take me through the importance of the relationships with your teammates?
Before
Yeah.
Joe, before you kind of dive in, I kind of want to just share a story just to kind of set the field, man, just for how important relationships really are. And so you probably don't remember this, bro, but back in 2016, Will was out one game, and at this point in time during the season, I was the swing tackle. It was Tyler and Will, and I was kind of the third tackle to kind of come in and kind of be the depth guy. And going into that week of Syracuse, or was it Syracuse? No, it was Louisville. Going into that week at Louisville, Will wasn't going to start, and they kind of told me that I was supposed to start that week. And I went in that Tuesday, and I literally had like the worst fucking practice ever. It was so bad to the point, like Coach Dorn that brought me in the afternoon to kind of set me down. I was like, Dirt, like, are you even ready to go this week? Like, what's going on? Man, I left that meeting, bro, just feeling so discouraged. And I was like, man, like, who can I like vent to? Who can I call? And you were the first guy I thought of. And at this point, I had probably known you, 6 months, 4 or 5 months from that, from earlier in that summer. Man, you sat with me, and we probably talked for like an hour, bro. And I vented to you, and you literally spoke life into me, man. And I was so down. That was definitely the beginning of some dark times that I kind of went through before I kind of had my surgeries and my injuries. But man, just the your ability, just to communicate and sit with me and listen to me, and see my side of the story, bro. And that did so much for me at that point in time, bro. Like, I honestly can't express how grateful I was for that call. And that just speaks to, who you are as a person, bro, your character. And like I said, that just speaks to relationships and how powerful they are. Football is just such a beautiful sport. And one, because of the art of the game, but just because of the relationships that you can build, through this sport. And I think our relationship, man, you being on this podcast is just truly a testament to how important, how vital relationships are in this game. But I'll let you speak on, your thoughts.
Oh man, I remember that vividly, man. Like I also remember the May, June, and July, and August, and all the preparation and hard work you were putting into. I mean, you were, I don't think you were a true rookie, but you were younger in your career, and like the potential and the want to and the drive was there. So like, as an older guy, I mean, I would have begged to have somebody do that for me, to see the grind that you put yourself through to even get on the, on the rotational conversation. Like, there was no batting an eye. There was no lack of confidence in McGirt if he was going to do his job or not. And that's like the relationship piece. Like, it's our responsibility to always look out for one another. It's our responsibility, but it's also your responsibility to do your job up until that point. And like, one bad practice and one bad moment does not define McGirt's career. And like, I knew you were going to be a rock star. And like, when you're down, like that's our jobs as men to go help you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to keep it real. Like, we talked about it, already, but like the fear of failure part, like, I felt it before. Tony's felt it before. And then it's just keeping you real, because everybody in your corner at that time is going to tell you how great you are. And very few people are going to keep it real for you and be like, hey, you're not doing as good a job as we see in you, but it's okay. Like, you're going to be great. And that's what like leadership and brotherhood's for. And there's no other position that offers that other than O-line, in my opinion. There's other positions that come very, very close. Man, but we are the last ones, right, to get any praise, glory, stats, and we're the first ones to get blamed. Like, that's a pride thing, and everybody can throw us under the bus, or everybody can love us up. Like, we know we're the engine to this whole team. And like, I knew you were a big piece of the engine going into that week when Will was down. I guess next man up and put my arm around you, just like same way if I went through the yips or I had a bad week of practice, I knew you were going to be there with me. You know what I'm saying? And I would listen to you. It doesn't matter if you're a freshman, redshirt freshman, sophomore, it doesn't matter. That's the relationship piece that we talk about. That's why we're all brothers today. You could not talk to me for 5 years from now, but that 5th year and you call me and I don't care when it is, I'm there. And I can confidently say that you guys do the same for me. Life's ebbs and flows, and it's boom, 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 boom. But like that brotherhood and the O-line mentality, it's for life. It's not just temporary. And I was only there for 6 months as a grad transfer. Like you guys could have easily, not let me in the room, or not let me be a part of the brotherhood, or not let me do stuff. But you guys welcomed me with open arms. And as soon as y'all did that with me, it's all love for life, not just today, tomorrow, yesterday, last week, 2016, anytime. Like, it can be 2050 and you call me, I'm there. That's both of y'all too. Like, I know I'm confident in my relationship with you guys, and that's where it all starts. And like, seeing what you guys are doing now to give back to people and letting people have the opportunity into your brains is like, that's you giving back to the game what the game gave to you. The game changed your life. You're changing the game's life for the future. You know what I'm saying? Like, you always want to leave things better than you found it. Like, y'all two are the epitome of that. Every day, like, you're pouring into somebody, you're helping them change their life, to change their game, right? Like, Gert, you just told that story. Maybe somebody that's listening to this right now, whether you get 2 views, 2 million views, all it takes is one person to hear you say that, bring that story up, us talk about it, and then say, you know what? If my boy's down, I'm going to go take initiative and talk to him. Uh, and that's just like the powerful part of the game, and it's hard to replicate that anywhere in life. That's why y'all are giving back so much, and like seeing you guys and Tony, like watching you grow, coaching to developing to mentoring, like McGirt, watching you grow, develop, mentor, and perfect your craft. And I mean, McGirt, like, you're at the upper echelon of your profession. Like, you don't need this podcast. You don't need, League of Linemen, but like, League of Linemen needs you and you need him, right? Like, it's hand in hand, right? League of Linemen don't need you. You don't need League of Linemen. You need each other, right? Like, this is your platform to give back. And I encourage anybody that follows you guys, listens to you, like, man, take it to heart and listen to these dudes, because you guys are good human beings and great football players, hard workers, loyal, strong, mentally and physically. Like, y'all two are the epitome of O-line standards, and man, just it's awesome to see. It's awesome to follow. Yeah, like, it's all love, man. Like, it is. I send y'all's tweets out. I send them to my players, Division I players, and they look at it and watch it. Like, it's powerful. So I love what you guys are doing, man.
Man, Joe, we appreciate you, brother. Hey, look,
I had to
hey,
drop that, dude. That was in my heart, man.
yeah,
I love you,
hey,
boys.
I'm trying to pull up
literally when you got off, I told Tony that same story. I was like, bro, I wish I could have shared that, because I was like, bro, Joe, I was fucked up that day.
I remember that. You were fucking nervous, like,
bro.
you scared. You were like down on yourself. I remember that. And like, no coach. Like, I'm not even coach talking right now. Like, I've been there.
Yeah.
Tony's been there. Like, to even hear that you're not alone in the situation is like powerful in itself.
100%.
Even if you would have just came and sat on my couch crying your eyes out and the only words I said was, "Hey man, I've been there before." All right, like, even just that would have helped you. You know what I'm saying?
But it's just the fact that you listened. You know what I'm saying? And you were willing to.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that, up until like that part of the season, you had started multiple games, and like, you could have been, look, I got to worry about this game. I'm trying to get to the league. It's my last year, Gary. Like, you're a redshirt freshman. You got 4 years left. But no, you sat there and literally chopped it up before a whole hour, bro. That was I needed that.
It reminded me of a Bible verse when you guys are sharing your stories, is that Proverbs 27:17. Iron is made sharp with iron, and one man is made sharp by a friend. And I feel like that's what we've been able to do through our whole
Thank
careers is help each other grow and develop as men, but also just as friends. You know, that's why in the weight room, you go through hard things, but you have a coach to help you get better, get stronger. And you guys did this for me and so many other people that you've impacted in their lives. You've sharpened them in their journey to be a better person. So I love you guys, man.
No, I mean, Tony, man, like, dude, you impacted me so much, like on the field, off the field. I don't even know if this is like put it on there, but like, dude, you impacted me more than you will ever know. Like walking in there, you're a veteran presence. You know you're starting at right guard. You were out all spring, right? Walking in there, you got Garrett Bradbury, who I knew he was gonna like. If they really wanted to, he could have easily been the starting center, and I would have never even played a sniff of football my senior year and gave up my whole life to go on there and watch somebody else play. Like that would have crushed me. But like I remember talking to you about like how to be here, how to navigate NC State. Like I knew ball, I know ball. I knew I was capable of doing it. But like to see you put your arm around me, and you were what, 2 years before me? I mean, I was class of 12, I think you were 14. Like just the humility aspect, like I challenge guys all the time, like have an open mind. If I would have walked in there and had a closed mind and didn't adapt to you or didn't listen to you, my whole senior year would have changed. You know what I'm saying? Like I lived with you, you put your arm around me. Hey, you showed me the ropes, right? Like I don't have to do it the same way you do it, but like you're showing me and then I'm gonna do it my own way. But like you believed in me. You told me from day one, you're like, dude, we need you, man. Like I believe in you. When that guy, never forget him to this day, asked me if I was a walk on, like that's that day or the next day, like you put your arm around me and be like, man, let's go, man. South Alabama, like, let's go, man. Oh, you got after Justin Jones when y'all played them last year.
Hmm.
Like you, like that confidence, man, you gave me allowed me to be myself, you know? Like dude, bro, I will, from this moment on, I will always appreciate that. I will always tell people, like, you have no idea the impact you had on me as a 23-year-old grown ass man walking in there. Like,
Absolutely, man. I remember you
real
coming
shit.
into I remember we was playing Call of Duty. I remember one
Mhm.
time you was just in my room, you was just playing Call of Duty, and I came up, I was like, yo, what's good? What's up, Joe? But the impact was like how that was just within our room impacted the whole team, especially the offense. We went from going from 39 sacks that year before you came down to 13. And then we
Yeah,
had our first 1,000-yard rusher in the past decade when you came into our room. So that how you impacted the whole team
yeah,
helped us win games, helped us achieve things that we'd never done and we had a hard time doing before you pulled up into the room. So we just want to thank you, bro.
100%.
I just want to thank you. And it's all love. I love you, man. I love both of y'all
too.
to the
I
world end.
remember even go upstairs to the coaches' offices. Like, I remember
Yeah.
that vividly. I
Yeah.
was like, "Man, screw that. These dudes, I'm going up to hang out with Coach Led. Like, I'm going up
Yeah.
there to hang out with, I'll go to Coach Dorn's office. I don't care. What are they gonna do? Tell me no?"
Yep.
Like, that's
Facts.
how you
And
build a culture. I'm gonna go say what's up to Coach Hux and go say
Heck yeah.
hello to Coach Nielsen. Like, I'm not afraid to go to the 3rd floor and
Yeah.
build and, like, hang out in my coach's office. Me and Des Kitchings, like, sit in his office at Coach Faulkner, drink.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna go get to know the guys that I'm playing for. And then, it's cool to see a lot of other people do the same thing, like, build those relationships, because in the end of the day, that's what it's about. And then the perspective, like, I was at South Alabama. We used to get fed Otis Spunkmeyer muffins in the morning before
Mm.
practice. And then I come to NC State, and we got a cafeteria
Yes, sir.
that we don't have to share with regular students. What?
Yes, sir.
You got a cafeteria where you can get fresh food
omelets,
in the
omelets,
omelet?
quarter omelet.
Like, people are looking at, like, we had an omelet, personal omelet. You say, "Hey, what do you want this morning?" "Food? Whatever you got." Like, what? Like, we got a nutritionist? We got a nutritionist? Shit, I
Oh.
can't even spell nutritionist at that time. Like, I didn't know what it was. You know what I'm saying? And then our
Heck yeah.
Oh.
stadium, our facility, our house, our
Yeah.
offices look over the field.
Yeah.
Are you serious? Like, this is
Yeah.
amazing. I don't care what
Yeah.
Clemson's got. I don't give a damn what UNC's got. I don't give a shit what Wake Forest has got. I don't give a shit about Miami, Florida State, none of them. I care about NC State. This is the Taj Mahal. Let's go win an ACC championship.
Let's do it.
That's the mindset.
Go pack,
Appreciate
baby.
it. Yeah, hell
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
Life-changing experience, man. For y'all two helped me. I appreciate y'all for life.
No,
Love you, man.
appreciate you, brother. Love you,
Love you,
dog.
brother.
For
Thank
real.
you so much for being on the show. I can't wait. This is gonna be I can't wait to put
That-
this on.
This
That's gonna be dope.
This gonna hit. This
I
podcast
gotta
gonna hit. I'm not gonna
order
lie.
this hat.